Hello and welcome. I'm Natalie. Let's talk about money. So today we're going to go over some, ideas about what's happening in our economy right now. So we've been going through the whole tariff talk over the course of the last week and a half, 2 weeks. And Trump's imposing tariffs, then putting them on hold, then imposing them, and then putting them on hold. Other countries are retaliating and then unretaliating and then retaliating. Back and forth we go. So it's this game, seemingly, that we're playing. We, not meaning us as in consumers, we meaning the leaders of our countries. And I guess Trump is trying to strong arm everyone into doing whatever it is he wants them to do. And again, I'm not a political person, so I'm not going to say whether Trump is right or Trump is wrong. I don't know. I'm just giving my own personal opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a Trump supporter, or what would be the opposite of a supporter? Whatever, a hater. I'm not a hater. Not a hater or a lover. If you watch Carolyn Winkler on YouTube. Anyway, so what today alone, today is, what day is today? Today is March 12th. The markets have been all over the place, but the news is what's crazy, because Trump says he's going to put these tariffs, increase the tariffs on aluminum and steel, on Europe and Canada, I believe was the other one. And so then those countries respond and say, well, we're gonna take care of that and do the same thing back to you. And I understand maybe Trump's idea, because he thinks the United States has to pay tariffs in these countries. Why aren't these countries in return paying tariffs to us for their products? So I get it, but that's just not, the world doesn't always make sense. And so to play these games with these countries is maybe not the best idea, because then you have these trade wars, which is what they're talking about in the news, is these trade wars that are happening and could cause some serious problems if we keep going back and forth and all the nonsense going back and forth. Now, in terms of money for us, regular consumers, the tariffs will increase pricing for us. Anything we buy, nearly anything we buy, prices will increase. And what I wanted to look at today was the stock market. And so the one stock that I was talking about before that went down by $52, I think it was, $52 the one day, it crushed me a little bit. And now it's starting to creep back up because the market is calming down a little bit. Again, consumers are afraid. Nobody knows. Investors don't know what to do. Traders don't know what to do. So everyone's just kind of willy-nilly buying and selling. Nobody knows what's going on. So I looked at closing today in terms of the stock market, and everything except the Dow and the VIX is up. Not up by a lot. Let's see, the highest is the NASDAQ, which rose by 1.22%, which isn't great. It isn't a lot, but it's better than negative. Now, the Dow decreased or lost 0.2%. So that's not really, VIX lost almost 10%, 9.99%. So that was the big winner for the day. But mostly because their value is only $24.23 per share. So that's why, losing $2.69 per share was a lot for them. But all of the rest of the major funds out there did have a slow and small increase. Everywhere from, let's see, what's this, Russell 2000 looks like it increased by 0.14%. So that was the smallest increase on what I'm looking at. This isn't all the stocks and all the funds and all the ETFs and all the things. It's not everything. It's just the major stocks and bonds and mutual funds and everything that CNN Business reports on. Okay, so obviously the S&P 500. S&P 500 rose by $27.23, which is 0.49%. So that's a 0.49% rise in the market. So today, the stock that I'm in, the one individual stock that I'm in, was higher, and it was up by like $1 and some change or something. Nothing exciting. Actually, it might be on my sheet that I'm looking at right now. Hang on one second. Oh, it rose more. Okay, rose more than I thought. So it rose by $6.99. So that's up 6%, 6.43% for the day. Now tomorrow it could fall right back down and lose 7%. We don't know. It's the stock market, which is why we as regular consumers, long-term investors, we shouldn't get all overwhelmed when we see the market going up and down in craziness. I'm not going to take my money out. I'm not going to move my money anywhere. I'm going to just let it ride, because I know that in 5 to 10 years, I know the values will go up and I know I will have made money. I know that. And because I only have one stock, all the rest are in different kinds of funds. I'm not worried about this one stock because it's a major stock that everyone knows about and everyone made moves on earlier. Well, I was going to say earlier this year, but I guess it was last year. If you are in individual stocks, you either should be a trader and you should be trading every day, or you should get rid of individual stocks because it fluctuates too much right now. It's too much of a crazy world. Now, because stocks haven't risen a lot over the course of the last 2 months, stock trading maybe is not where you should be at. And maybe options, if you're putting puts in, maybe that's your play there, if you're a knowledgeable trader. But again, we should be long-term investors, not day-to-day traders. Day-to-day traders are the ones who lose their skins every time. So you should plan for long-term and don't jump in and out of the market every time you see something has changed. There's going to be some new story tomorrow, I'm sure. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Thursday. We're going to head into a weekend. So Trump's going to do something crazy so that we can have some action over the weekend. I don't know that for sure. I'm just making fun. But I'm betting something is going to happen. And so then there's going to be some big news happening on Thursday and Friday so that we're all nervous and all scared and don't know what to do. So people are jumping in and out of the stock market. But most importantly, talk to your financial advisor. If you don't have a financial advisor, now is the time to get one. Speak with someone who has a similar mindset to you in terms of not getting into debt to make moves and not keeping debt in order to stay safe or whatever. Speak with a financial advisor that can help you stay out of debt, yet still create an investment account or a retirement account for your future. You want to worry about your future. Your future is not just tomorrow. It is also in 10 years or 20 years or 30 years, or depending on how old you are, it could be in 50 years. So just keep that in mind. Your future is not just tomorrow, okay? And people want to say, oh, not worrying about tomorrow or whatever. In the market, if you are in the market and if you are a long-term investor, do not worry about the market. Do not worry about it. Unless you have a major drop-off that's going to sink you down to zero, just wait for it. It'll come back up. It happens every time there's a rise and fall in the market. Every time the market rises, it falls. Every time the market falls, it rises. This is the history of the stock market. If you look at the S&P 500 over the course of the last 10 to 12 years, it's been a 10 to 12% increase. So keep in mind, you should have long-term positioning. So you want whatever your return is in 10 years. That's what your goal is. It's not what your return is in December or next March. It's 10 years from now. What is my return going to be? If you're following anything that follows the S&P 500, it's going to be 10 to 12% return. Okay? So keep that in mind. So I'm going to keep it short. I just wanted to talk about the reality is stock market has not crashed. Do not jump out of anything unless you're in penny stocks. Then I don't know. I haven't looked at penny stocks. Maybe you want to jump out of those. But you shouldn't be in those anyway if you're an investor, if you're a long-term investor and in debt. So think about it logically. If you are making moves in your retirement account, think about it logically. Think about 10 to 12 years from now, what's going to be happening. None of us know. None of us know. So just be patient and speak with your financial advisor if you're on the edge of the cliff and about to jump off, okay? So I thank you so much for stopping by today. Remember to always invest in yourself today so that you can make a difference for others tomorrow. Give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, you should hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. I thank you so much. Y'all have a great one.